What's up, guys? Theo here, doing a quick prediction for Umar Nurmagomedov versus Bekzat Almakhan. So right now, Umar Nurmagomedov is a minus 1,400 favorite, and the comeback on Bekzat Almakhan is plus 625 on DraftKings. And guys, I have 5 units on Umar Nurmagomedov in the Bet MMA tips for this fight. I am very confident that he's going to win this. There's not really any value left on this line for Umar. You know, he was always going to be a heavy favorite. I managed to get units on him on Bet Online before the lines were dropped on any of the official sports books, and on Bet Online I got him at minus 700. The reason that I bet him 5 units, even though he was a minus 700 favorite, is because of CLV. You know, I knew that when this line hit other books, it was going to be much larger. Minus 700 is really not that ridiculous for someone like Umar coming up, fighting a guy who is coming in on short notice and doesn't have any kind of UFC experience. I mean, that line was bound to get even wider. We see minus 1,200 favorites for 5 fighters that aren't anywhere near Umar Nurmagomedov's level all the time. So it was obvious to me that minus 700 was the best price we were going to see him at. And because of that, I put 5 units on him. I did a lot of tape study on this other guy, Bekzat Almakhan, and he is a very good fighter, and probably against maybe a low-level UFC fighter, I would take him here. But the issue is that you're seeing a ton of red flags with Bekzat's topology, with his record. I mean, all the red flags that you normally see are there. He's fighting out of a part of the world where there's not a big MMA scene, Kazakhstan. He's fighting very low-level guys, and he's absolutely destroying them. And just extremely low-level competition. Some very weird things in this guy's tape. Like in one of the fights he was in, they had carpets on the octagon. It was like an outside octagon. And they had literal, like, a carpet like you'd roll out in your living room. They had them, like, mismatched carpets overlaid on the octagon floor. So they were fighting, like, tripping over the, like where the carpets would meet and stuff like that, tripping over the carpet, and it was like pushed up in certain areas. Super weird. I don't know what the hell that was about, but that was one of the weirder things I've seen doing tape study on the regionals. So the guy obviously looks amazing. He has really cool highlights, but again, it's not the same level of fighter. And the one time that we did see this guy get like counter grappled, he completely fell apart. His only loss is a dude that decided to counter grapple him. And if you think Umar Nurmagomedov does not have the grappling ability to put this guy on his back or TKO him, then you just don't know what you're talking about. I mean, this is the worst possible matchup that you could get in MMA. A Nurmagomedov. They're going to have amazing striking. They're going to have amazing wrestling. They're going to be training with the most amazing fighters in the world. I mean, this guy is going to have been training with Khabib since he was basically probably old enough to walk. You know, he's Khabib's cousin, for God's sake. So, yeah, I just, I find it very unlikely a scenario where Bekzat wins this. Umar's movement is really good, and even though we've seen one of the Dags get knocked out cold, Islam, if you go back and watch that fight, his movement really didn't look anything like what the modern Dagestanis move like. So there's not even really any cases there to say, oh, he's going to get knocked out. I mean, you might as well bet a knockout on any fight at that point if you think that that's a possibility. So I don't think that Bekzat is worth plus 650. And I just don't think anyone is going to beat these new age Nurmagomedovs. I just don't think anyone is going to. I think they're legitimately the truth. I think they're probably already the best fighters in their weight divisions. And why would you want to step in front of a Nurmagomedov here? Why would you want to bet against them? There's no real reason to, other than you just want to be the guy that picked against them and picked the underdog to win, whatever. This guy is talented, but I'm just saying it's very obvious he has never fought anybody that is even close to Umar's level. And Umar has been training. He's been in training camp for months now. He's been training for Corey Sandhagen. He's been training for other fighters. And this guy has not had a full camp. This guy has not had any kind of preparation for this fight other than the few weeks. It got announced, what, like a few weeks ago? A few weeks is not enough time to prepare you to fight one of the best UFC fighters on earth right now at 135. No way. And he's coming off of the Kazakh regional scene. Not exactly a scene that's known for its, MMA prowess. It's getting a lot of shine right now because of Shavkat Rakhmonov, but like we just saw a 17-0 undefeated guy come off the Kazakhstan regional scene. Massive favorite. Everyone picks him. I get on here, I say, guys, Charles Johnson is probably going to win this fight. Everyone calls me crazy. Boom, look what happened. So just because they're coming from Kazakhstan and we got one great guy out of Kazakhstan, that doesn't mean all these Kazakhstan fighters are going to be that good. And this guy, we have footage of him basically falling apart when someone does to him what Umar is very, very good at. So I think Umar is going to finish this guy. I think he's going to finish him in the second or third round. Probably second round submission, I would say. I don't normally bet on props. I probably will take some bets because from what I saw of the lines, I found the props on Umar very tempting. So we'll see. Might not be in the Bet MMA tips. If I don't really put a bet in the Bet MMA tips, I don't really brag about hitting it unless it's something significant or it has some kind of relevance to something I was talking about in a video. But I do plan on taking Umar probably. Already I've got his money line minus 700, but if I can get plus money on like submission or TKO or Umar by finish or finish in the second and third round, if I can get plus money, anything like that on any of those props, I will probably be throwing a unit or two on it. But yeah, guys, give me Umar Nurmagomedov all day. I mean, these new age Nurmagomedovs, Umar, Usman, they're like my favorite fighters in the world. I mean, it's like watching art, watching these guys fight. They do everything perfect. They do everything right. It's just like a symphony of violence watching these guys. So keep it locked in, guys. More picks coming later this week.